Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Cribby and today we are pattern reviewing the Fit and Flare low back dress by Kiana Bonolo. I've been a long time fan of hers and I've finally had the motivation to get back into sewing. There's something about late spring / early summer that makes me want to sew. It might be all that extra sunshine. I'm just imagining myself frolicking with my new made sundresses in the garden. I think that's really the motivation behind all of it. The Fit and Flare low back dress features the star of the show, a low back cut, an invisible side zipper, and cute bottom ruffles here. And depending on the fabric that you choose, it also requires a lining for both the top and the bottom. The recommended fabric for the pattern is a light to medium weight woven fabric. In my version, I used a quilting cotton blueberry fabric that I purchased down from Mill and Store in Milwaukie, Oregon while I was down there on vacation. I purchased about 3 yards of the fabric. The pattern actually only calls for about 2 1/4 yards of the shell fabric. It does, like I said, require a lining and an invisible zipper, so if you have that on hand, great, I did. If you don't have it on hand, it is required for the pattern. The pattern itself doesn't have a designated pattern difficulty as far as I could find, as far as I could read, as far as I looked on Kiana's Etsy. I didn't check back with the video that she posted, but she does have a sewing tutorial that goes along with it. So if you're an adventurous beginner, it's a good thing. But I personally would classify this as an intermediate pattern due to the pattern having the lining and the installation of an invisible zipper, and as well, last of all, a reverse curve seam for the bust. But do what you will with that information. We are about to scoot on over to the actual pattern review now that the overview is over. So let's begin with the good. Alrighty, I love this design. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna say that about a lot of the patterns that I'm reviewing. I did immediately wear this dress right after I finished it, next day, and the day after. Don't come for me. You can wear your dresses a couple of days in a row without washing it. If you don't get too sweaty. Anyways, besides me loving this design, let me praise it a little bit more. It gives you a balconette / bustier top vibe with some structure depending on the fabric that you use. I, in this case, quilting cotton, did provide quite a bit of structure. But without having to make a full corset, which I have personally only made one corset in my life. It was while I was getting my degree, and it was a required project that I needed to learn how to sew a corset, and I have never made one again. And Kiana does have quite a few corseted patterns, and I have been eyeing them up because they are so cute. And as of filming today, I have done 2 of her patterns, in which this is one of them, and the other one I will have to film later. But anyhow, I'm eyeing you. I'm eyeing those corset patterns. I am going to challenge myself, maybe this year, to make one. Anyhows, we are getting a little off track. Let's get back to my pattern review. I would say the easiest part of this dress is, of course, going to be the gathered skirt. Nothing to it. You gather your skirt, you attach it. No crazy reverse seams there. It's really all in the top is where you are going to have most of your difficulty. And then it's a hem. And or if you do the ruffle tier, that's more gathering. Straight lines, period, easy. All in all, I think the pattern, the dress itself, took me I want to say a few days. That's of course like after work, and then also it was Memorial Day weekend, so I had a little bit more time, but I really I want to estimate, I would say maybe 8 to 10 hours of full work input it. It could be wrong. I think I did work most of it on like a Friday night or something like that. Didn't take too long is all I'm saying. Moving on, there's pretty much nothing that I dislike about this pattern. There's just like a few notes on how I think this pattern could be better read by the user. The pattern walks you through the steps one by one. The only criticism I would say is that I wish the pattern had these steps numbered, these instructions numbered. Kiana has them set up as like 2 picture columns. I can show you an example here. I don't know if that's going to give away much, and hopefully that's not violating any of her selling stuff. But anyways, picture here, there's 2 columns and you read them left to right, and then you go drop down to the next column left to right. And I feel like that may be confusing for some people, or like you kind of read them and you're like, So personally, I don't know. For me, it would have been nice if there were numbered instructions. I feel like it would be easier to read that way. Thoughts? What do you think? Anyways, so that's pretty much it. That's like really my only qualm on this. Like I said, this is an intermediate-ish pattern. She doesn't really go over the installation of the invisible zipper. It's just like install zipper. And for me, that was fine because I know how to install an invisible zipper. I've been sewing for like over 10 years. I got my degree in fashion, yada yada yada. Nothing to it. Invisible zipper's fine. I will have issues with like hard pant flies because I haven't done that yet, but you know, like that's another problem for another day. But like I said, she does have a full sewing tutorial that goes along with the pattern. So if you are unaware or you don't know how to install an invisible zipper, I'm not 100% sure it is included in that video, but I know she has a video of it somewhere on her channel of an invisible zipper installation, because I've seen it. I've seen a couple of her other like tutorials on sewing dress patterns that she has, and I'm pretty sure she's like, I have a video on how to do it. So go to her YouTube channel and she will have it there. She'll blink you, she'll have you skip over. It's really nice as a follow along. I didn't do that. It's fine. I got it all. I got it. I think the most difficult part of this pattern, where I imagine most people will have a struggle with, is the reverse seam curve. It happens right here. In this case, let me grab my dress. I can show you in person. It's gonna be, you can barely see it. Maybe you can see it on this side. Yeah, so it's gonna be this seam right here. It's because they are opposite curves. Yeah, you can see it there, right here. Because they're opposite curves, that you have to clip your opposite curves so that they kind of expand with each other, but it's in your seam allowance. And that one, it just takes patience really, and making sure that you're not clipping past your seam allowance, and it takes some finagling and some pinning and some extra patience, and then being like pretty slow around your curve when you're sewing. But not that that's a negative thing in the pattern itself. It's gonna be what it is, because you need to do those things to achieve a clean sewn curve. It was a refresh technique for me, so that was really nice. And now that I remember, I haven't sewn in a hot second. Now that I remember, or had myself get walked through on how to do that, I'm already working on a 3rd iteration of this pattern, just like as a hack, because want it. I like the structure. I like the design, and like it's such a cute top. Like by itself, just take off the skirt. So cute. Anyways, so that wraps us up for the overall review of the pattern. Last bits we got here, some modifications that I made to the pattern, specifically to this dress. And actually I have the top as well. Let me go grab it real quick. I am back with my pieces in hand here. So I made a top right after I made the dress in the same fabric. So I will get into that in just a moment. But due to the fabric choice that I had used, which is a quilting cotton, it's not transparent. So I chose to not do the lining on the skirt half because it's not gonna do anything for me, for my dress, really. Like, it looks fine. Could I have gotten away with not doing the top as a lining? The answer is yes. I could probably have done it as a facing because it is quilting cotton and it has that extra stability. But if you're using, I don't know, something slinky, rayon-esque, or, you know, satin, what have you, you probably want that extra lining just because those fabrics tend to drape over the body a little bit more, so they cling to the body, and some of that stuff maybe is not necessary if you want it to look nice and clean. So I think I could have gone without the lining on the top, but I did it anyways. I changed that in the next iteration on the top. But I did, unfortunately, choose the wrong size for this pattern, and I had gone up a size because I was considering my waist and like my bust, and it is a fitted pattern, so I was worried that I was gonna have some fit issues, in which I kind of did. There's some of it in there, but it's mostly I chose the wrong size, so that attributed to some of my fit issues. However, the dress turned out fine. There's a little bit of wiggle room in it, so if my body weight fluctuates, I will still be able to wear this and I will not be mad about it. However, that does mean I did have to take a little bit in on the armpits, so I kind of did like a dart-ish, so we could take in right under the armpits, but like not at the waist. Like I said, I'm a short torso girly. It fit me just right. The straps did have to get chopped a little bit, but that's kind of as expected. Instead of doing the ruffle hem, I just went for just a straight skirt instead of the ruffle. So I extended the skirt pattern about 4 inches, used about 1 inch for the double fold hem. And then I made some bias tape to make some extra straps here that you can see. Kiana also has something similar-esque. She uses a like rhinestone chain that kind of connects her two straps, but this is mostly just to keep the straps from falling over the shoulder, in which that's the only thing about this pattern is the straps, with how wide they are on my body, tend to like flop down. And because it's not like a corset, the dress does kind of start falling. Not really that much of a problem. Easy fix. I think the extra tie up here is super cute. Nothing off it. The second modification is a hack. So this second iteration is me chopping off the skirt, just making a top. So I thought it turned out great. I think it went great. Lots of modifications on this one. I can just show it to you here. I don't have to get too into it. I mean, kind of, but like a little bit. We made some fabric loops, made that a tie back lace up. And it works out really well. So on the back pattern, you have these little, I don't know, mountains. I'll call them mountains on the back for your straps, but you can just chop those off because you're gonna do the fabric loop here if you do it this way. I regret keeping the circle low back shape instead, if you can see here. Mostly because when I do the lace up back, and I didn't do it like super well, I didn't think about it that hard when I was doing the modification. But when you cinch it, the elastic part needs to fit over my bust but keep the fabric together, but then I need it to stretch over a certain part. I didn't want to install another zipper. I should have just cut these two straight, if you know what I mean, and then just made it a full lace up back. Is it a little bit more tedious to get on and off? Yes. Does it make a difference from what I did? Most likely not. The elastic that I did was clearly unnecessary. Could have gone without it, but it is a learning point. So in my third iteration of this, I currently have the pattern cut out of some black stretch denim from a pair of jeans that I'm upcycling. The denim has about 25% stretch, which probably, I want to say amounts to like maybe 2 or 3% elastic to cotton. Sometimes, might be wrong. I don't have the tags right now. But bouncing off my learning point, kind of show you. We are gonna keep front the same. Front is super cute. Not gonna have a lining. I did this one with a facing. I made those facings off of the patterns. Super easy. Pretty much gonna do that again in the black denim. Do a facing, but instead of a low back moment, we're just gonna cut off all the sides and we're gonna make it like elastic sheared and pull it right over my head, because I think it would look super cute and I don't wanna have to install another zipper. Do you see a trend here? Do you see a trend? It's easy enough. It's just kind of a pain in my, it's just kind of a pain. I don't like installing zipper. Like, I understand the point of zippers. I just would prefer to not. So we're going with shirring and or elastic channels. I'll figure something out. I have to do a little bit of the math so that like it also accounts for the 25% stretch that the denim already has with the elastic and or shirring. But like I said, zippers aren't hard. I just don't want to do it. And we are now at the last bit of my review. How likely am I to recommend this to a friend? I'm gonna say very likely. Did you not just see how cute that is? Also, I forgot to mention that I did some top stitching on this one, and I'm gonna also do contrast top stitching on the denim one. It's gonna look super cute. And I will probably post like a 2.0 version where I just show you what that looks like, because I am excited. I'm hoping I have time to sew that this weekend. But anyways, I am very likely to recommend this pattern to a friend. I definitely foresee myself using this pattern again and doing other modifications to this dress pattern. I think it like has a great structure, and can you imagine if, you know, you didn't want the gathered hem, you could extend your princess lines down. Probably also do some princess lines here if you'd like. Extend it down generally, add some godets in there, and it would be kind of like more slinky and like widgy. but it is, like I said, an intermediate-ish pattern. I would recommend it to friends. I'm pretty sure Kiana's sewing tutorial goes over all the things that you need to know about making that dress, so I have no issues recommending this to like anyone who really like sees the pattern and goes like, I want to make that. You know, actually, instead of very likely, I'm gonna say highly recommended to anyone who wants to sew this pattern. You have all the tools, just go for it. And that brings our review to a close. I hope you found this review helpful, and if you want to see more content like this, please subscribe to my channel. I'm working on a bunch of reviews for knitting, crochet, and sewing. And I want to see you down in the comments. Do you see yourself making this pattern in the future? And tell me what kind of fabric you would use. Bye! Why did I? The Fit and Flare low back dress by, oh, why am I moving? Okay, let's do this again. Okay, hey friends, welcome back. My name is Cribby, and today we are pattern reviewing the Fit, oh my god, I'm gonna f myself over, holy, okay. At some point, I'm just gonna have a bunch of bloopers. Remind me to keep this in, Cribby, in the future. Keep it in. Keep the bloopers in. B-roll it. My name is, oh my god, I'm gonna have to get this right at some point. Hey friends. And where are my eyes going? Buddy. The hello? I'm gonna rip my freaking hand off if I keep putting the peace sign in my video. In my version of the Fit and Flare low back pattern dress, in my version I used a quilting In my version, I used brother.